Good morning from the west coast of Canada. I'm your host, Moreno, also known as the Customer Acquisition Architect from Vancouver Media Marketing. Now, handing over to your fabulous co-host, image and mindset transformation expert to introduce herself, Deborah.
Good morning, everybody. Deborah Reynolds here. Delighted to be here for another segment of You Now Online Live and giving you some really great content and material to consider for your online marketing strategies. So, really pleased to be here, Moreno.
Today, we will talk about the one strategy you need to grow your business. A reminder for viewers, if you have a question, type it in the chat and we will address it either at the end of the session or after. Deborah, you have 5 questions for us to discuss. It's time to throw the first one into the ring.
I do. All right. So, the first one is, what are the direct and indirect promotion styles that most businesses use?
Yes, to promote directly and or indirectly is the question. I can give you 2 examples for promoting indirectly. The one, of course, which is preferred is referrals. For example, hairdressing, garden services, repairs, lawyers, accountants. We always trust referrals the most. And this one is also very interesting. A dental hygienist, for example, telling his or her dentist that the patient's crown is coming loose. There is additional work, more work for the dentist. So indirectly, through the dental hygienist, the dentist got more work. 2 examples for direct promotion would be, well, putting your house for sale on an MLS listing, an ad essentially. And similarly, putting an ad on social media and TV for legal services. On TV, we often see that lawyers advertising their services on TV. All business persons need to focus on either or to grow their business. Any
Yeah,
any additional examples, Deborah?
Yeah, the idea of referrals is a really great concept, and there's a lot of really fabulous organizations out there where people can build relationships of referral marketing strategies. The strategy that I like around that very specifically is really getting clear on a specific target market that you're going after as a business owner. And then you are surrounding yourself with business owners that actually serve the same client. They're not in competition with you, but they serve the same client and they add value. So I'll give you an idea. When I was working at the coast, when I initially started business, I was a professional makeup artist. So when I created a very specific networking group, every other business owner served brides specifically. So it was the florist, it was the event planner, it was the winemaker, the financial planner, that his main target market was very young couples or newly married couples. It was also the realtor that was helping young couples buy their first home. So the difference that this made is that if we were targeting one specific target market client as a networking group, we could then leverage, for example, bridal trade shows and attend different bridal trade shows and then be able to refer each other's services. This was probably one of the most lucrative strategies that I developed as a business owner, and it helped everyone on my team in the referral networking group flourish. Very powerful.
Yes, most interesting. Deborah, a second question.
Absolutely. So, in this very competitive business environment, what is one of the best marketing tactics?
Definitely one of the best marketing tactics in this very competitive environment, Deborah, is for business owners to differentiate themselves. You get the best results by differentiating yourself in this way, by being seen and heard in more places more often than your competition. That's all there is to it. So most business owners should stop wasting time looking for complicated solutions that very often don't work. Unfortunately, people only find out that their investment in a new technology and methodology doesn't work when it is too late, when the money has already been spent and much time has been wasted. It is actually very easy to be fooled by online smooth marketers. Unfortunately, some are charlatans, and it is very difficult to see. The best approach, Deborah, you would agree, is to apply common sense. Adopt solutions that make sense, that are easy to understand. It is only the technology that can be tricky, for which you may need help implementing. The strategy should always be straightforward. However, it may require, well, it will require effort, dedication, time, and patience to implement. As with everything else that is worth achieving in life, that's no secret. We know that the best way to get in front of an ideal audience is with paid advertising. That's the reason why social media generates revenues in the billions of dollars. However, to get in front of your people organically is still possible. However, it is much more difficult and that requires effort and time, but it can be done. However, whichever route you take to get in front of your audience, you always need marketing content. Good marketing content that has been well crafted. Deborah, any
Yeah,
comment from you?
those are really great points. And I know that one of the things that makes a difference in terms of organic marketing, which is a strategy that I use, is really establishing yourself as an authority and expert in your particular field. This is really critical because this is where people pay attention and they go to you because you are the authority, you are the expert, you have the years of experience behind you. And so people really pay attention to that. They know that that makes a difference. I mean, Moreno, you as an example, you have an example of being, having an expertise as an engineering background. You have a very specific way of working with people when they are wanting to go online that is incredibly well organized and laid out to make the process simple and easy. So in that sense, you are an expert. You are an authority in that field. You know what you're talking about because you've leveraged the strategies and it has actually worked very, very well for people.
I think your answer leads straight into the third question that you have.
Absolutely. So what are the 3 tactics to deliver marketing content?
The most effective, Deborah, by far, is to be seen and heard live. The next most effective is to be seen and heard on recordings from live events. And the third most effective is to be seen and heard on native video, also known as video on demand. The best part about our YouNow online live strategy is that you can do all 3 in one sitting only, saving you time and effort, which saves money. I must emphasize that this is not simply getting in front of the camera and talking, as many business owners often do, to their detriment. The primary objective of this marketing strategy is not for entertainment, but to inform and educate in the shortest space of time. It is what people want, not meandering. Your purpose is to sell yourself and your business. If you can also entertain at the same time, well, that is a big bonus for you. Very few people can do that, even after much training and practice. It must be noted that all messages are carefully planned, constructed, rehearsed, and delivered seamlessly. There is a lot of work, preparatory work, that goes into this. The marketing plan becomes the marketing program. That means that your plan is repeated over a long period of time. And the advantage of repetition is that everything becomes better and easier. What do you think of this marketing strategy?
Absolutely. No, I 100% agree with you on this. And, given that the majority of the population is more visual in terms of its orientation, having the video and having the lives become really important. So we know that people are busy. Any lives they may not be able to watch in the moment, but if they're loving the content and the material and they know that you're going to be delivering consistently, they'll come back and they'll watch it. And now we have the added benefit of having captions on the video, which people can turn the volume down, watch it and sort of attach and focus with the visual, but they're reading. And so it becomes a much more enhanced process. And I love the part about this is primarily to educate people, to inform and educate, where they can take the material and immediately apply it, implement it, use it, put it into action immediately to make a difference and to get real results out of their life. And I agree with you. If you can entertain in that process, use a little bit of humor, that they're feeling more engaged in the moment, and they like the feeling that they're getting in the process of being educated, and by combining a little bit of the entertainment component in that. I love that. I think it's great.
You refer to television. Isn't it interesting the amount of information that they put on a television screen, particularly today, where the technology has made it so much easier? Look at, say, a 65 or 100-inch flat screen smart television, very 4K resolution. How much information they put on there. The main event interview that may be going on. Down the side, you may have the weather, the exchange rates, some ad. At the bottom, a line of text scrolling past, giving you the latest news. It's no wonder that people are so easily distracted and their attention span is so short. So when we deliver a short marketing video, for example, or even a live event, it is crucially important that all the information which the viewer sees is focused to one point, to one message, to one item, so that we, the viewers included, are not easily distracted, and what they are experiencing becomes more memorable, because only one point is being discussed very clearly, and any images will be related, any text will be, in a sense, a duplication of what is being verbally said. And that way, it is much easier in a short space of time for viewers to walk away with useful, practical information, which is memorable, and their time will have been well spent.
Yeah, all excellent points. I mean, crafting out the strategy around the videos is so important, Moreno, and really that's what you do, is help people to really synthesize their content and information to deliver a very focused message, and that's critical.
Deborah, I think that you may have a question now which points to providing additional information on a way of doing this kind of marketing.
Absolutely. What is today's way to marketing success?
A very good question. We've already said that today's system to marketing success is to be seen and heard often in more places where your target market is today, mainly online. And I've identified 4 steps here, which I've alluded to already in this morning's discussion up to now. In a sense, this is a summary. One, engage your audience online in live, real-time events regularly. Say a live video once a month. And then from a recording of these live events, create short, and by short I mean around 1 minute, marketing video content. Create these short marketing videos consistently over a long period of time. And perhaps by a long period of time, I mean forever. And as I said, they can be relatively easily and quickly produced from the live recording event. Then, once we have these short marketing videos produced, it is very important to post them with suitable, strong search engine optimization consistently in places, once again, where your tribe hangs out, not just anywhere. And finally, very important, create and grow your own community. And in so doing, collect email addresses. A subscriber list is a company's most valuable asset, more valuable than cash, because cash does nothing for you. However, having a strong, responsive email list gives you the opportunity of providing more services and products to a captive market, a responsive subscriber list over a long period of time. We know that it is much easier to sell to an existing customer, client. And with all this, Deborah, we need to be consistent and patient always.
Yeah, I love those strategies. They're vitally important. And you alluded to the database being the most important asset. I mean, really, that is absolutely true. That is the most important asset of the business, because if something can happen to products or services or some aspect of the business, you still have a way of connecting with people, and you still have a way of promoting and reaching and nurturing your audience, which is vitally important. And then from there, you can turn those leads into clients, which is critical. So I love those strategies. I think they're vitally important, and our audience really needs to make a note of those to move forward.
I would imagine that people at this point would be asking for a methodology to follow.
Absolutely.
Because it's a lot easier having a plan. It's like we want to go on holiday, say. We look forward to it. We know about the destination. We know where we are. We know how to get there, probably, but we still need a map. We need details. We need a guide. As with everything that we do, that will take us from where we are now to a better place, a destination that we look forward to. And it's the same with business. We want to grow our business. We want to grow our business by making more sales, bigger sales. How do we do that? Well, this is the plan. I think that the last question you have, Deborah, alludes to that question.
Absolutely. The whole trusted aspect is really important, because people can try a variety of different marketing strategies. And listen, there's lots of them that work. But the key thing is, you had alluded to this earlier, the consistency in the process that we put forward. But really, ultimately, we want something that's tested and proven. So the last question, is there a proven marketing methodology that anyone can easily implement?
I like that, easily. Yes, the methodology that realizes or brings to life today's way to marketing success is about being seen and heard online, live, and on video. And we call this strategy or methodology the You Now Online Live marketing methodology. The question that viewers would be asking is, where can they get that methodology? At the moment, I'm preparing an ebook, which is in draft form, Now Online Live, year 2023, which will be ready over the next month. And there I will be laying out the procedure, the steps that need to be followed to effect this effective marketing strategy. It's not complicated. As I said earlier on, it's important to implement systems and methodologies that make sense, because the moment that they are too complicated, the moment we don't understand them, that we find confusing, those are red flags that tell us that in the end, it is not going to work. What we do needs to be clear and easy to follow. However, as with everything worthwhile, it will always require effort, dedication, a commitment, work. There will always be obstacles that need to be overcome, but with perseverance, these goals can be achieved. You know, it's interesting that at the moment the rage is AI generated content. I think I saw on television that AI is writing books for authors. So they are silent partners in books which are being published. And even with content, it is possible to engage AI to write our content. Just last week, I received an email introducing me to an AI app which I can use for generating my marketing content. I haven't tried it. It's in the back of my mind. I'm just wondering, how effective would it really be? I think probably it might write the first draft for me. However, I don't think that at this point AI could write my ideal content. Maybe after a long time, after it's done a lot of learning. But it sounds like a complicated process. So for now, I will let it rest.
Yeah, it's interesting that you would talk about the AI as a methodology to support us in writing our content. There's no doubt that if we get stuck in our thinking process about what do I write about and what would be some of the first a couple of steps, AI really, from a technology point of view, and I played around a little bit with it, is putting in an idea and a concept and seeing what it spits out. But I think it's really important to edit it, clearly go through and edit it, add your own content and material based on your own experience, because then you're assured that that is true to who you are as a person. So, and many people have said that are really marketing experts in the industry, hey, it can really write some really excellent content in terms of marketing to a specific target market, and it's beautiful. But I get your own point of view, your own perspective, your own heart and soul needs to go into the material. I think that's really important. Personally, I wouldn't want to write a book with AI. You know what it is it goes against the integrity of writing content that's based on my true life experience, because, you know, AI can't duplicate my life experience, and it can't duplicate your life experience and the lessons that have been learned in that process. Those are very individual and very unique perspectives that when I'm reading a story and I'm reading a marketing story that is laid out, I really want to understand who is that person and what perspective are they gleaning from every event or circumstance or issue or challenge and problem that they've gone through. That is meaningful to me. I learned from that process. And so I think that is where AI would be stuck a little bit. They just wouldn't have that life experience process there.
AI, unfortunately, is becoming very good at imitating us.
True.
You will reach a point where it'll be probably impossible to distinguish between what is real and what isn't. Already now they're using AI to replicate a person's voice, and I can see that it is quite possible for even you, Deborah, to call me on the phone. I've known you long enough to be able to recognize your voice. Without seeing you, I can tell that you're speaking to me. However, if AI interjects and speaks to me with your voice template, I would probably be fooled.
Perhaps not. We would have to test that out to see if it's a proven methodology. But Moreno, you mentioned something, that there is this upcoming ebook that is going to be available to the audience. This is going to be a valuable piece of information for the audience to utilize, and something that they can look forward to. So lots of great content in this session today.
Yes, there are no new methodologies because consumers' habits and desires have not changed, except to change more rapidly with the bigger choices available. People's behavior has changed. They're less tolerant, more distracted, less focused, more impatient. My suggestion, advice is, don't subscribe to FOMO, the fear of missing out, and rather focus on what you more readily understand and makes sense to you.
Yeah, and Moreno, in this whole session today, you've alluded to the simplicity of marketing, and that we often as business owners think it's way too complicated. And let me tell you, the industry has made it very complicated, but really synthesizing it down to some very simple strategies that actually have been proven to work is really what it's all about. So we're here to support you, and obviously delivering great content and material to you. And we look forward to sharing even more in the future.
I can see, Deborah, that you think that, well, you know that during this, our online live session, we've managed to impart some useful information to our audience. And for that, I thank you. Deborah, last message from you.
You know what? Follow us and make sure that you are being consistent in your messaging, and reach out to us so that we can share with you the simplest and easiest method that we have found. And thank you very much for joining us.
To our attendees, we hope your time with us was well spent. To your continued and success, goodbye until the next time.